up, everybody? Welcome back to Vlogmas. Today I wanted to share with you some of my December favorites, so some current things that I am a fan of. I've watched a couple of these videos on YouTube. I think that they're kind of cool, they're kind of interesting. Like, I can share with you some stuff that maybe I otherwise don't really have a way of sharing with you, like, yeah, just some stuff maybe that I'm into. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like favorites, and comment down below some of your favorites. I'm gonna do this with categories. I probably will change the categories over time, but just to like give everything an overarching category to fall into. I don't know, I guess that makes sense to me, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I will start with health and nutrition and health. What did I call it? Food and nutrition, and we will work our way from there, I guess. A lot of these are gonna be from my Trader Joe's grocery haul that I did the other day, so make sure you check that out. If you didn't, I guess these are my favorite things from there. So first would be, I did get these two peanut butter and jelly bars, and one of them was almond butter and cocoa. That one is amazing. It is so good. The PB&J one doesn't really taste like PB&J. I tried it in the video, and the almond butter and cocoa bar doesn't taste like any more like a peanut butter and jelly, but it just tastes so good. I don't know what it really is. It's almost like a peanut butter Oreo, but healthier. Actually, now that I think about it, it's so good. So that's definitely a favorite. I'm so glad I got those. I will definitely be getting those again. Yeah, whew, that's good. Okay, second favorite, so surprised. The Trader Joe's gluten-free bread is also amazing, delicious. It gets crispy. It looks like fancy bread. When you toast it, it actually gets hard. I'm loving that. I think that will be my new gluten-free bread, at least for a while, as long as that stays convenient, because I do live closer to Target, so it's easier for me to get the Oodies. But the Trader Joe's was the same price, basically the same macros, but just the consistency of the bread, I guess, is so much better. I'd actually like to make French toast with it, because the Oodies bread, I know I've made French toast with the Oodies gluten-free bread a couple of times. This is the white sandwich bread, and it doesn't cook right. Like, it gets too soggy, the bread breaks before it cooks. So I would be interested to see how the Trader Joe's gluten-free bread adds up, actually. So stay tuned for that. My other favorite from the Trader Joe's haul were the gluten-free peppermint JoJo's. They are so good. My only complaint is they do leave a lot of residue. You kind of like feel like you have them all over your mouth, which is kind of gluten-free of them, but they are crispy too, so I really like them. And they are a gluten-free Oreo, so I really like them. And then they're like a themed Oreo when you think about it, because they're peppermint for Christmas, so I really like that. So they are definitely a favorite. Like, they're a real cookie. They have that crispy, crunchy crunch to them, and I showed that in the video also, so definitely check the video out. So they are really cookie-like, but they do have a lot of crumb to them still, which is like really gluten-free of them, but they're really good overall, so they made my favorites list. Then lastly, my last food and nutrition favorite would be apple pumpkin butter. And I'm getting mine from Apple Hill. It is kind of fall-y, and I was eating it in the fall. And I have like a recipe, actually, wow. I have a recipe for a grilled cheese with turkey and apple butter. So good. You gotta try that. But even if you don't do that, you just have to get apple pumpkin butter, not just apple butter. Apple pumpkin butter tastes more like pumpkin pie, not pumpkin spice. I'm a huge pumpkin pie fan. I love pumpkin pie. I do not like pumpkin spice. All of that fall pumpkin spice thing happening, that's not for me. That nutmeg is just too much. It's too spicy for me, I guess. I don't like spice. But actual pumpkin pie, I really do like. And apple pumpkin butter tastes like pumpkin pie on your bread, and putting that on the Trader Joe's gluten-free bread that's getting crispier is so extra good now for me. So that is a favorite. That's been a favorite for a while. But apple pumpkin butter, not just apple butter. Apple butter is good, but apple pumpkin butter is better. Okay, so those are all of my food and nutrition favorites for the month of December. I guess I'll just go in order that I have them on my phone, because I can't think of any other. Actually, well, okay. I want to do, okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's just do fashion. So I'm not like the most fashionable. I don't know, I have a hard time getting dressed, but I would have to say for sure a December favorite of mine is Christmas socks. I have been wearing Christmas socks to work probably since the day after Thanksgiving, whenever I worked after Thanksgiving. It's cold in the office, it's also hot in my office, but sometimes it's freezing cold in the office. They're thematic. We wear business clothes basically. And I think it's very appropriate. I think people like them too. I have snowmen, I have reindeer, I have elves. I love those ones. I have ones that just say ho ho ho, I think. I love them. Christmas socks, a definite December favorite. That will be a recurring favorite for me. Okay, makeup. So I also am not I'm not the best fashion-wise, I'm definitely not the best makeup-wise, but I do try. I've definitely been trying with makeup. I've been watching a lot of YouTube to try to learn how to do my makeup. If you can tell, it's going really well. But also on Cyber Monday, I talked about this a lot on my Instagram. On Cyber Monday, I bought a couple packages. I bought a couple kits from Kiehl's. And I already had a couple products from Kiehl's. They're kind of expensive, but they're supposed to be really good for like different kind of skin types. And it is expensive up front, but you don't really use a lot of the product at a time. So it lasts a decent amount of time, especially for how much it costs. So it's like it's worth it, I guess I would say. I've used their face wash before, but in the kits that I bought for Cyber Monday, is this all making sense? Basically, that's why I went forward with the kits, because I already had a good experience with previous Kiehl's products that I had bought. In the packages that I got from Kiehl's, there was a super multi-corrective cream, which is basically just a cream in a purple bottle, in their purple bottle, that's how you would know it. And then I also got the Dose Eye Treatment, which was for the eyes, so it's like that triangle and it's lavender color. Love them. So the cream, in particular, I think is important. I just wanted to share that it was a favorite because I do have really dry, very sensitive skin. I don't see a lot of my type of skin being addressed online, to be honest. Like, my skin is so sensitive, it's so red, anything sets it off. And so lotions that have been that are approved, that are on a doctor's approved list for dry sensitive skin have made my skin itch so bad I had to go take another shower. So it's really important to me to like share this with you in case you also have dry sensitive skin. I'm not using a ton at once. It does have a bit of a cooling feeling, is what I would refer to it as, like refreshing cooling feeling, and sometimes that can be intense, but I don't use a lot at once. I'm kind of dabbing it on because it is a little bit thicker and then just letting that sit into my face. And while it is creating like that cooling feeling, it's not burning my skin at all. It doesn't make me itch at all. I seem to be like taking up the moisture from it. My skin doesn't feel dry or tight afterward from it, so it's working. And that is really exciting. So that is why that is on my favorites. It's a new lotion that is working for my skin. That's good to me. And then the Youth Dose, the Youth Dose Eye Treatment I really like because it's also making a cooling feeling. And I put it on, I actually put the cream and the eye treatment on and then worked out, so I didn't have like any other makeup on. And I feel like those mixed with like sweating and just getting, not even sweating really, just like getting my heart rate up and getting my blood flowing made my face just feel great. Like I felt like that was helping the lotions like do their thing. So, and on top of that, so even with sweating, my face still didn't itch from those lotions, so that's a really good sign too. So that's why those are on my December favorites list. Okay, that is all the makeup. A little bit different now. I have some social media favorites. I'm hoping that this is like a theme that I can keep up. Chrissy Stella is a recent, I hope that is how you say her name, is a recent like YouTube channel that I have found that I just think she's really fun, and I like the way that she like just talks to the camera, I guess. It just seems really cool, like she's just being herself, and sometimes she says things that are just whatever and they just come off really natural like it's her. So I think that's a really cool channel to follow if you're interested in other health and fitness things going on. And then on Instagram, I really like the account Bonhaus, which I'm sure that is not how you say her name. I believe she's from Germany. She's like anti-Fitspo, if that makes sense. So I believe that she teaches a spin or a cycle class, but she teaches at 2 different studios. I really hope I'm getting this right. She's at 2 different studios, and one of them is more like rhythm based and one of them is more like workout based over being simply rhythm based. And so she just kind of like talks about the difference between those, talks about not motivating people by guilting them. And recently, actually in particular, this is really why I put her on the list, was on my favorites list, because she posted about how we shouldn't be calling ourselves girl bosses or lady bosses, or saying things like strong for a girl, good for a girl, which I could not agree more with. I've definitely felt that way for a really long time. I mean, those are naming things something like calling yourself a girl boss when you could just call yourself a boss is just making yourself something different than what the guys are, which is a boss. So if we want to be seen really as equal to them, we should call ourselves the same exact thing that they are calling themselves and not make it a whole different category, because that in of itself is going to lead to comparison. One of them, because there are 2, one of them has to be better than the other. They can't be the exact same thing, otherwise we wouldn't be calling them different things, you know what I mean? So I really liked that she posted about that. I think that's an important thing to get out. Yes, okay, so that's social media. My last category here for my December favorites is gonna be TV, and both of these are super old. I'm a little bit late to the party, kinda, but I'm watching them now, so they are my December favorites. It is December, so maybe you have a little bit of extra time on your hands to like catch up on a show that you never started, and is an hour long and has a lot of seasons. So my first TV favorite is Shameless, which actually I started a while ago. I started when I was probably my 3rd year in college. Just a random friend showed it to me, and I thought it was good, so I kept watching it. And then when I first met Christian, I probably was watching it, so he just jumped in with me. But I didn't like wait for him to watch it, so he's like seeing random episodes, and we just didn't have anything to watch, so I just suggested that we start that over. So I've started Shameless over. I don't even know if I said that it was Shameless yet. So I started Shameless over with Christian, I don't know, I guess at the beginning of the month, and we're just kind of going through it. We watch roughly like an episode a night because they're hour long, which is really fun, and it's just like a show about these kids who grew up, kind of were dealt like a bad hand. They grew up in the ghetto, and it's just like about them and the problems that they face and like how they get through everything. So if you're looking for a new show to binge, that's a good one. And then my other suggestion would be Ray Donovan, which I think probably came out in 2012 because there's like billboards in the first season that say 2012. He's just like I don't know how I would describe him. He's like the fixer. He's a fixer for high profile people in LA. So it's a lot of money, a lot of celebrity, a lot of sports, I guess I would say. I don't know, just like what you think of when you think of LA, whether that's true or not, you know, it's all of that kind of stuff. Like a little bit of gangsters, I guess, because his dad is kind of a gangster. They like deal with gangsters, but it's really, I think it's fun. I think Ray Donovan's not bad to look at, so that helps too. And it's an hour long, and there seems to be a good amount of seasons. I'm on season 3. You have to pay attention to both of Shameless and Ray Donovan, but I think they're worth paying attention to. So that is gonna wrap up my December favorites. I hope you guys liked that. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn post notifications on and make sure you like the video. I will catch you guys tomorrow.